Alright, my friends, day 2 of the Sith Triumvirate Raid. Many of us are in Phase 2, a lot of us are in Phase 3, and some of you stallions out there are as bold as Phase 4. But right now, I want to talk about Phase 2. Yesterday, I released a video talking about Phase 1 attack strategy, and today I want to do the exact same thing, but for Phase 2. And again, let's just reiterate here that the attack strategy is going to be a bit lucrative right now. This is still day 1. This is the first time we've had a chance to play around with this, so I definitely want to open it up. Any comments you guys have, any additions you want to make, any criticisms you want to make, go ahead and take to the comments below. On Phase 2, we are facing the Lord of Pain, Darth Sion himself. And so let's go ahead and look at some things, some key things that we need to know about this. And kind of like in Phase 1, what we're going to have to balance is when are we going to time that Annihilate? How are we going to put Unbreakable Will on the right person at the right time so that Nihilus doesn't just completely demolish your team? That's what you have to balance there. In this phase, you have another balancing act, and that is with the Cycle of Pain and the Cycle of Suffering, which are kind of the same thing, and they both, basically what's going to happen here, for if you haven't taken the time to read through this and you're just wondering what's going on, is Cycle of Pain is a debuff that Sion applies to you and himself, and it becomes Cycle of Suffering after you get 5 stacks of it, and this is going to basically strengthen whoever has the buff. But the kicker here is the more that you have on yourself, it's going to give you strength, but it's going to do the exact same thing to Darth Sion. If you look in here under his ability here, Lord of Pain, Cycle of Pain will give you plus 20% offense per stack, can't be resisted, and can only be dispelled by Soothe. And Soothe is the phase ability we have here. It's the only thing that can remove Cycle of Pain and Cycle of Suffering, so it's very important. And then Cycle of Suffering is plus 150% offense. Oh my gosh, that is a lot. Can't be resisted, can only be dispelled by Soothe. And so here's the balancing act. It's going to be very tempting to just go in here and go, all right, let's put Cycle of Suffering on willy-nilly. Let this add up so that I can truck through this. But you are going to pay a price for having Cycle of Pain and especially Cycle of Suffering, because it says here, in addition, Sion gains 5% offense for each stack of Cycle of Pain in the battle, and 50% offense for each stack of Cycle of Suffering. Whenever Sion is attacked, he has a plus 10% counter chance per stack of Cycle of Pain on the attacker. So, when you attack Sion with Cycle of Pain, I should add, plus 60% counter chance when somebody attacks him with Cycle of Suffering. So, when you attack Sion with Cycle of Pain, you are going to have a higher counter chance. When you attack him with Cycle of Suffering, which is when you get to that stack of 5, you are going to have a much higher chance of getting countered. And then also, the more of those you have in the battlefield, the stronger he's going to get. So towards the end of the battle, if you have a lot of those on, Sion is going to be hitting like just a total truck. And so that is what you need to balance here. How do you balance how many stacks of Cycle of Pain you take before cleansing them, so to speak, with Soothe, so that you don't have too much, retribution, if you will, from Darth Sion. So, the first team I want to show this with, I want to show this with a Rey Jedi training team. I actually want to show you the same team that I showed you for Phase 1. This team seems to be like the best team for at least Phases 1 through 3. I know that's kind of stale, but it's just the way it is. So let's put Resistance Trooper in here. Let's put, let's see, R2. And then the last one we want to have in here is Scavenger Rey, and we'll do that first, and then I'll also show you a Sith team which I've been able to have some pretty good success with. Alright, so to start this, you can see here Cycle of Pain is already going around. Alright, and I think I'm going to, and again, this is still very early, I think I'm going to lay a burn on everyone. Let's take one of those side pigs out, and then, funny, force of habit, I'm calling him a pig. Let's see, that was Sith Assassin here. I was hoping to take out, but I should be able to soon. Alright, so you can see here, Cycle of Pain is going around. I've already got 2 on Resistance Trooper. I'm going to attack Scion. I'm going to kind of ignore these side characters, these minions, or the reinforcements, as I think it's called in the kit. I'm not too concerned about them. I think R2-D2 is going to be able to handle them. Now, something I'm noticing here is that Mind Tricks is not working very well at all on Darth Scion. I don't think I've seen it remove Turn Meter once. We'll see if we can find a way to get that to happen here today. All right, let's go ahead and let's see. We got 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we got 4 on Resistance Trooper. You know what? Let's see if we can't. I'd kind of like to see Cycle of Suffering hit Resistance Trooper once. Try to lay 1 hit on him. Okay, all right. So he can't retribute, and so we hit for 13,000 there. That's good. And now you can see here, I think that's Cycle of Suffering now. Yep. So Resistance Trooper now has plus 150% offense. I kind of want to try leaving that on there. In fact, you know what would be nice is if we could call him to assist here. Let's just see what that does. Normally you want to call BB-8, but then Scion doesn't have that counter chance. So let's call him. He's got, okay, he only did 10,000. That's, you know, that's okay. But we got him exposed right now and Cycle of Suffering. Let's just risk it. And he's got Foresight. All right, he didn't even counter, so that ended up being worth it. But now, you know what? He's been there long enough, and Scion is going to be strong enough that I think I want to start cleansing some of these. So let's take that off Rey. I think let's see. I think R2-D2 is okay. Who I really want to take it off of is Resistance Trooper, because he's got Cycle of Suffering, which is going to be giving tons of offense to Scion. So okay, let's take that off, and boom, we've got an Illuminated Destiny. This is very good, very good. Let's see, Mind Trick. Yep, it just doesn't work. I'm almost wondering if it's even worth attempting to use that that ability. All right, let's call BB-8. Oops, clicked on my guild instead. And for those who are wondering, I actually had it's funny. I had a comment in my last video. Somebody was mentioning that they were tired of seeing test accounts, and this is not a test account. The video that I showed you yesterday, along with today, are both from my main account. For one of the reasons why is because I actually I don't want to remod my Rey Jedi training team on the test account right now, because I've got Sith modded right now, and also my guild, it just feels more organic on my my main account, because I have the team ready, and the game changers have been lazy. We haven't even got to phase 2 yet. We only have around 20 of us in the guild so far, I think, or maybe not. I don't know exactly what many are in the test guild, and so we haven't been able to get there yet. All right, looks like we're about ready to start cleansing some of these again. I don't want to allow too many of these on. You can see Scion almost has Cycle of Suffering on him. Let's go ahead and do a little cleansing. Resistance Trooper in particular has 2. Okay, I think that's enough for now. But anyway, okay, so 5 million damage. I've seen much higher. That's pretty respectable damage numbers for the Rey Jedi training team. But I am also able to do pretty well with my arena team, which is, again, Palpatine, Nihilus. Let's see here. Let's put Darth Vader in there, General Kenobi, and Grand Admiral Thrawn. And let's try this thing here. So the attack strategy is really not going to be very much different. It's pretty much the same raw damage on Darth Nihilus here in the middle, or on Darth Nihilus, on Darth Scion. And we are also going to want to balance Cycle of Pain and Cycle of Suffering. Why don't we save this Culling Blade, see if we can land a little bit more, some more dots on Scion before throwing it. Okay, let's stun these Marauders in the background. Okay. All right, we've all got a buff, so why don't we do a Mass Assist? Ooh, that was a hefty amount of damage. I like that. Okay, you know what? There's 1 dot. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get much more. Let's just throw it. 17,000 without a crit? I'll take it, especially on a raid. 19. Ooh, this Sith team hits pretty heavy. We're going to need to be careful, though, because you can see here I'm already getting a lot of Cycle of Suffering, or Cycle of Pain. No Suffering yet, but getting close. Why don't we give this to Darth Nihilus? I'd really like to get a few Annihilates off in here. It's nice that this is still only tier 6. We're not doing heroic yet. I'm able to use my Nihilus here. He's only 6 stars. I've been procrastinating saving up his shards. I need to get back to that again. I just want to spend energy on gear. I don't want to spend it on that hard node where I get maybe 1 a day. Let's see. I don't think I need to do this. You know what? Let's do some cleansing. I don't want him to get too powerful too early. Okay, let's try this. Oh, see, the dots just don't stick on him very well. I'm going to throw it just because it's hard to get those dots to stick on Scion. I've had a hard time getting that Culling Blade to be very effective. But we should have an Annihilate coming up here, so that's a guaranteed 100,000 damage pretty much. Just 1 point shy. Here we go. Chabam. I'm thinking, and again, this is still very, very new. I'm thinking that we probably want to put Land Cycle of Suffering on our heavier hitters and get it off of our tanks and stuff like General Kenobi. Just because, you know, what's the point? You want to take advantage of that offense, and you're going to pay a price for taking advantage of it, and so you're probably going to want to let it sit on your heavier hitters. I don't think that Cycle of Pain allows you to see. Yeah, it doesn't allow you to cleanse, so that was a bad move. Let's drain, and that's too bad. It doesn't increase his cooldowns. All right, 16. I'll take it. Ooh, not worth the mass assist. Let's just wait and see if we can't use that in a minute. Give everyone health steal up. That could be nice to have right now. All right, you can see here this Sith team has a lot of survivability. I'm gonna save my AOE for once. Ooh, yeah, we didn't have as many buffs as I'd like. See, and already you can see we've got a couple cycles of suffering. It's probably time to start cleansing again. Let's give a turn to Nihilus, though, because I think we're getting close. Oh, yeah, baby. We're getting close to another Annihilate. Oh, I should have cleansed that. Oh, good. I was lucky he didn't attack. Let's see. Okay, General Kenobi has a Cycle of Suffering, so he's who I definitely want to cleanse. Let's stun these guys. Something I've been noticing about the raid, and I'm sure Heroic's going to be a totally different animal once we get there. Boom. Second Annihilate. I'll take it. But something I'm noticing is, like in Phase 3 of the Heroic tank... Oh, good. We've all got buffs. In Phase 3 of the Heroic tank, those side droids are a pain in the butt. But here I feel like it's really... I haven't felt like in the first 2 phases, I haven't been able to play Phase 3 yet at all. Well, lost General Kenobi and Vader's pretty much gone. Do we want to try... Oh, yeah, he can't be countered on this. But anyway, I've noticed in the first few phases of this raid, I really don't feel like... That was nice to hit for 31. I really don't feel like the side minions and what have you are much of a bother. I feel like you can kind of just ignore them. You want to use them in Phase 1 to gain the buff. What's it called again? Oh, the name's escape. Unbreakable Will. But other than that, I'm just kind of disregarding these guys on the side completely, and it's not really phasing me at all. You know what? I should have given that to Nihilus. Oh well. Let's see. Let's give health steal up to everybody because we're getting in trouble here, especially Vader and Nihilus. Oh, Vader! Oof. Oh no! We're living on a prayer here, gentlemen. We're living on a prayer. Come on, baby. Come on. Okay, let's cleanse this. I think I'm going to lose Nihilus, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get one more Annihilate off. Stay with me here. Let's get one more Annihilate off. No! Can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot deliver. But you know what? We've done a lot of damage with the Sith team. I'm pretty happy about what I was able to put out here. Let's see what more we are able to do. Why don't we stun? I probably should have just done a basic. Yeah. Oh, well. And Thrawn is a lone survivor. Gonna try. Ooh, 21,000 damage. Very, very nice. No crit on that. Very cool. And he's screwed. He's screwed. Everyone's gonna go. Ooh, but he's got counter. He's still got juice in him. I can give this to myself. I think I'm just gonna hit him. 17,000. I like what this does to Thrawn, and he's gone. All right, so there you have it. Let's see what our damage numbers are able to be. So 1.4 million. You know, this raid seems to be dominated by Raid Jedi training so far, and so I think anything that's in the millions that's not Raid Jedi training is going to be notable. And so I hope this video was helpful for you guys. What other tips do you guys have about Phase 2 of the new Sith Triumvirate Raid? Let me know down in the comments below. I am sure that this does not cover everything. Well, thanks again for watching the video, and as always, my brothers, don't forget.
My dead body. Sorry about the mess.